can really snap to grids. So if you are making some 2D geometry, if you are interested in making some 2D geometry, or you are making some layouts of the roads, so fix this grid can be snapped, or you want to define some extrusion, this can be done. And then there are grid settings in the same object snapping text box. You can define the grid separation over here. Right, so I was talking about the color over here in product options, view. So here grid major color I specified, say red, and grid minor, grid active, grid idle. Okay, this is not the grid which, yeah. So yes, so dark, solid, and bold and normal color grids can be shown with that grid. Cursor idle, cursor active. Selection frame. So if you select selection frame background, a lot of things are there. You can experiment with these. Just the colors, right? Draw axis icon. I already told you. You can have a axis icon. F2. Let me press F2. Over here, we saw that from current view settings. Just a minute. World axis. So this was we saw. To options view. Okay, this is for, I think, text icon is available. If I turn it off, see. Okay, I have to discuss that local coordinate system. Then we'll I'll show you what it is. But after this, I will discuss local coordinate system, which will be covered in different courses also. But it is worth mentioning here. Crosshair color. The crosshair which you see, my icon is a crosshair. So it's a RGB, red, green, and blue color. You can make it grayscale. See, it becomes grayscale. Save can import, export. This one. Save can import, export. Didn't get a question. Settings save. Uh, these are saved within your. Good question. This is saved within your installation, because there is no file which. And some settings are also saved in database. Your project default. Sorry. For example, the unit settings. Configuration. Where is the unit settings? So this is saved in your user defaults or project defaults. See, it is mentioned over here. Right? Others are saved in your product. There is no file which can be imported or exported over here. Right? So other are discipline specific settings, which we will discuss when we do the discipline trainings, like integrator, piping, and some structural. So these will be discussed later on. But before that, let me discuss the local coordinate system. This will be the final topic of this training. Uh, as you can see, the icon over here is showing east, north, east, west, north, south, up and down. So this is the global coordinate, and the global origin is at here 0, 0, 0. Okay, and whatever you model or place, whatever is coordinate you supply is with respect to the global coordinate. Now, suppose if you want to let me put the training site again. Shift head. So your origin was okay. So this was modeled near the global origin only. So if you want to change the origin for temporarily to some other element, for example, I want to define this tank's origin as the global origin. So you can go to view current elements. So what happens is complete access shift from that point to this point. Right. So this point temporarily becomes my origin until I shift back to my global origin. Now, for example, I do the ID command. Let me measure the top of the cylinder. So since my units are in meter, so it is showing some value in 4.6, 4.65 with respect to the temporary origin. This is my temporary origin. You can see the axis down here, right? So, but if I go back to my world coordinate system, go to view world coordinate system, it is set back to the original point. And now let me measure the top of this tank. So you can see the value is 2.67, 5.1. Earlier it was 4.6, 4.6 something, right? So this is with respect to world origin. So even if you want to move, let me fix uh, this as my current element. This is my current element, but I want to fix it to the top of the tank. Then you can use move. Specify the origin of new LCS. So I will just fix over here. So my origin comes at the top of the tank. So you can always use move the origin to move it over here. The direction still remains the same, easting, northing elevations, but I have transposed my coordinate system at the top of the tank. Now, if I say right click, move, so I select this point to relatively to the previous point, but if I press shift at the rate, so it becomes absolute. I want to place this at 0, 0, 0. So where is my 0? 0 is at the top of the tank. See. So this is my temporary local origin. I can measure with respect to this point instead of the global origin. And you can see the coordinate system also changes. Instead of you use up elevation E and U, it is showing UVW. W is elevation, U is easting, and V is northing. So this is how it happens because it is not right to call it as E and U. So the labels are changed. You can switch back to world coordinate system anytime by pressing this. You can have an inclined origin also. So for example, any inclined entity you can select. For example, this is my, let me go to nozzle and make it as current element. So see, the direction are changed. So easting, northing elevation and the axis are also, whatever the orientation